Today we'll dwell on the introduction to it, how who can abuse a child. Talk about what do they do to get their victim to themselves. Talk about what causes child sexual abuse. We discussed that in detail in the other episode, but today we are going to be talking about prevention and healing measures. Prevention and what healing measures. In the healing measure, we'll tell you about the effect and how it can be healed. So today in this episode, please hang on and be part of this program and you will never regret. Thank you very much. You're welcome back, my beautiful, wonderful people. On this show, you and your family. Remember, I'm still your uncle, Evangelist Mrs. Faith Okafor, on this wonderful program on Divinity TV. Yes, it's a family program that will keep you updated on things to know and keep you spiritually alert on the things you need to do as a child of God to keep your family in line with what God wants you to be. Today, we're going to be continuing on what we talked about in the other time. Today, we'll be treating this topic, or the part we're going to be taking on this topic is called child sexual abuse, but we are going to be dwelling on the signs, the preventive measure, the effects, and the healing process of children or victims who are being abused. Now we're going to be starting with the signs to watch out for to know whether a child is being abused or not, or maybe on the line or about to be abused. Yes, there are several signs you need to watch out for, you need to see and don't take it for granted. Number one sign, when a child begins to be secretive, there is something going on that you are not aware of. When a child no longer talks freely to you, the child can't wait to talk to you, is afraid of talking to you, is now keeping to his or herself, something has gone wrong. Look for a way to find out what has gone wrong. Another sign again is when you notice a sign of pain in your child genital, your child is no longer walking straight, is walking, the walking is not balanced. Try to find them, be scared to tell you because there are things these abusers tell them to scare them not to open up. So you need to watch out for those signs to be able to persuade them to talk. Another sign again is these children can begin to get attached to one particular person. When they begin to be so attached, always want to be with that person, find out if there is something going on wrong and try to detach the closeness so that it not be too close to allow the perpetrator to abuse your child or not to allow your child to be a victim of child sexual abuse. Another sign you can see in the child is the child can be depressed, can be having mood, this issue of mood not being stable, the jolting of mood, and you see the child is happy now, 2 seconds, the child is no longer happy. I don't know if you're getting me. The mood swing increases by day, by time, every time. When a child begins to develop mood swing, there is a problem. We find out, and this child has never been having it before. Suddenly, the child develops mood swing. She's happy. Suddenly, he's angry. You don't know what is causing the child to be angry, but the child is angry. Find out what is going on. By the help of God, God will help you to find out and to help that child. Another thing is anxiety. The child is no longer happy. The child is always scared of any little thing you call. If you call the child's name, the child will just jilt to answer you, as if something is wrong, somebody is pursuing him or her. Find out if something is going on. Whenever you find your child molesting or touching, fondling herself or himself while sleeping, especially, or maybe playing with the genital or trying to kiss you, maybe somebody is kissing that child secretly that you're not aware. This child has never come to kiss you. This child is now always kissing you, kissing you. Something is going on wrong, which you need to find out the root to it. And again, when a child that has been so attached to somebody began to withdraw and begin to hate that person, ask yourself, what caused this sudden hatred? What is causing this sudden hatred? And try to do what? To help that child. There was a time somebody close to me, a cousin of my husband, wanted to rape me. But God delivered me. That he didn't rape me was not because he didn't want, but God intervened in a way that I don't even know how God intervened. And this person is somebody that when he comes to our house, I'll, I'll always make out time, we'll talk with him, come to visit us, I'll chat and talk. I was a very good friend of his. My mother is always happy whenever he comes because we gist and talk. But suddenly, whenever he comes, I'll no longer come out to talk with him. I'll be busy. My mother will be calling me, hey, come, your brother is here. I said, I'm busy, I can't come. She keep on asking me what happened. I said, I don't want to. I said, nothing, no, nothing. Truly, I did not. I was grown up. I wasn't a child anyway. I should be in my third year in the university. So I wasn't a baby. But just the problem I had was my mother will not understand with me. My mother will go ahead and blow it all over and destroy my image. She will trying to prevent, as in to fight for me. And this is in our village, it will destroy my image. So I felt since I've been able to overcome it, there's no need of telling my mother now. I will still tell her in future when I'm out of the trauma. Sometimes they can be traumatized. When you say a child being traumatized, it can be a sign that that child is being molested, is about to be molested. When you see a child that is not using some kind of language, start using some sexual language and playing with some sexual language, somebody has introduced him into sexual play, which you are not aware of. Try to find out. Be calm and find out. You get to know. There are a lot of signs to find out that these children are being or are getting involved into something. Sometimes they begin to skip school. The ones that are concentrating in class, they begin to lose focus, lose concentration. Something has gone wrong. It could be that the child has been molested. It may not really be, but find out what is making that child to miss school, to not to be focused anymore. A child, it makes the child to lose interest in the things a child used to be interested in. Get to find out the root why that child is behaving like that. Yes. What do they do to this victim again? What do they tell them that makes them not to open up after they have been molested? They will scare them, they intimidate them, they use force on them. So now they tell them, I will not take care of you again. I will not buy you ice cream. I will not buy you this. I will not buy you this. Somebody gisted me about the area he grew up in. He said in that area, a grown-up person can come and buy you soya milk, can buy you just bread, and tell you, come and touch and caress me. And because your parents don't used to buy it for you, or maybe they only buy once, do you understand? You, because of ice bread or soya milk, they will go and caress the person, and the auntie will be giving them what they want. And before you know it, they will not even wait for you to come again. They will come and meet you so that they will do it for you, so that you give them what they want. And by the time before that child will be up to 10 years, that child is already deeply spoiled. They will tell them because they are afraid that if they tell somebody, they will stop buying bread for them. They will keep on doing it. Because they are afraid of the money they get from you, the time, the care, the love. Maybe they don't really have that care from their parents. Their parents are always busy out there. And this auntie is there to show them care, to pet them, call them pet's name. So they want to always be around that auntie. So even when the auntie is molesting them, they will keep short and keep being around the auntie to keep getting the love and the care and keep getting molested. Sometimes they use sharp objects and tell them, if you do it, I'll kill you. If you tell your parents, I'll kill you. If you tell your parents, I'm going to destroy you, I'll do this. They scare them and make them not to talk. They will be in pain, but they cannot open up because they are afraid of the abuser. Then, when people are being abused, or maybe when they are not yet abused, what do you do to prevent these things not to happen? But before you can prevent, let's talk about people who are already abused. How to get them to talk when they are asked not to talk. When they are asked not to talk, what do they do? And what do you do to help them to talk? You may ask them from today to tomorrow. They will not talk. Me, I did not talk until I was about to get married. And I called my mother and I told my mother, do you know why I did not tell you? Because I know you will not be able to handle it. And because you are not exposed to the level of handling it, I felt you can't handle this. I left you. My mother cried that day as if she would die because she felt she was incompetent to do what she was supposed to do, that made her child to keep this kind of thing away from her. Some of our parents are very, very incompetent, yes. She learned a lot that day. That sometimes the way you handle children is not the best way. You want to scare them to be afraid of you. They will keep running away to tell you some things they're supposed to tell you. How to make them talk. Make them trust you. Win their trust first. Make them believe in you. Listen to them patiently. Calm them down. Tell them that they are safe in your hand. Tell them that you can help them out. Tell them no matter what they are going to say, something it has happened before. You must have heard there's something new in this life for you to hear. Tell them that they are not to be blamed for whatever that has happened to them. Tell them, encourage them, make them feel safe in your hand, make them feel that you care, make them that all is not destroyed. Help them to know that you will not destroy their image by telling you, spraying it all abroad. You find out that that child will do what? Will open up to you, even little by little. And again, when the child begins to tell you, be patient, hold yourself. No matter how the child is saying what they did to her, and you are shocked, in a big shock, don't express your shock to that child. That child will seal up the remaining one and not tell you anymore. When they are telling you, don't do as if you are angry with the child. The child will cease and will no longer tell you the deep things that she needs or he needs to tell you. When the child is telling you, create a conducive environment for the child to feel. When the child is crying, try to calm the child down. Don't worry, it's okay. It will be okay. We'll handle it. And the child will keep telling you. This is a way to get them speak. Help them believe themselves. Help them believe that you believe in them. And you see what? They will talk out. Then how do you prevent these people from having this destructive kind of thing? Remember, when people are being molested, they are being affected. They are being affected emotionally. They are being affected physically. They are being affected psychologically. They are affected everywhere. Their future can be affected. Their marital life can be affected. Their sexual life can be affected. They can have sexual dysfunction because of what? The abuse they have. They can have a traumatic stress disorder. Why? Because of the abuse they have. They can be under depression. They can have the eating disorder because some people, when they are depressed, the only way to help themselves, the only way to come out of it, or the coping mechanism is only to eat plenty. And you see them, they keep eating, and even get obese. Some of them, when they are being abused, they cannot talk, they are afraid. You see them, when they see you, they are scared. When they see you, they are scared, as if you find out what has happened to them. Sometimes when you see that they are sleeping, they are shaking in their sleep, they are having nightmares, they are always in the fear, or they are always in anxiety. They are always afraid. And whenever they see anybody, they are scared. In future, it can prevent them not to enter into any close relationship anymore, because they believe that anybody can abuse them, especially when they are abused by their loved one. When they are abused by people who are very close to them, people that they trust so much, it makes them not to trust anybody in future, even their future husband. They believe their husband can abuse them one day. They see sex as hurting. They see sex as painful thing. They see sex as something that is, they don't even want to remember. They don't want to talk about it again. Some people, they say that don't want to marry because of the way they were abused. They don't want to do anything with any man in life in future. So you need to help those children. And when they are not helped, sometime in future they become the future abuser, because they have been taught that how to get it is by abusing the minor, and they become future what? Abuser. So you need to help them. Now, how do we prevent this? We can prevent it in 3 steps. Number 1 is by what? By informing them, by creating awareness. Awareness in schools, in our primary schools. I'm saying it's only in a secondary school, even in the kindergarten, in the preschool. Teach them how to protect themselves. When your child is 2 years, stop watching that child's genitals. Teach that child how to wash his or her genitals. It will make that child to know that, and whenever a strange hand that is not his or her hand touches the genital, he will be able to wake up. But when you allow people to be with different people to washing their genitals for them, even when they are molesting, they will be sleeping because they are used to everybody's hand. Stop allowing your child to be naked and be walking up and down. They are stimulating people. Stop allowing your child to dress in a nude way around even relatives. They can even stimulate their father if their father is not cautious. How to prevent it? Create the awareness. Tell them how their genital is very important, how to protect themselves, how private they can keep it, how they should not allow people to play with them, do sexual play with them, how the kind of limit, create boundaries for people not to even carry them on their laps. People should have boundaries, how where they touch and where they don't touch. They should not allow people to touch their buttocks. By the time you create this boundary and tell them how precious their body is, they will be aware and they can fight for themselves even when you are not there. Another way of helping children around you to prevent sexual acts, child sexual abuse is what? By taking action. Taking action, yes. When things happen, don't just keep quiet. When the cousins abuse your child, they say, because it's family, we have settled with the abuser. And we have settled because we don't want everyone. Because of fear of, of stigmatization, you now decided to keep the person safe. That child will always be scared. If the child tell you that she's abused and you will not fight for that child will not be safe and will not feel protected. What the child will do is that when next it comes, the child will fall for it because you cannot protect him or her. So it's at the mercy of the abuser. But when the abuser is punished or is used as an example, that child will be bold and be happy that they have vindicated, he or she has been vindicated, or they have fought for him or her. Another thing again, don't stigmatize the victim of sexual abuse. Don't talk down on children of your neighbor that was abused. Don't destroy their image. Don't sing it as if it's a bad thing, the worst has happened to that child. Don't make that child feel so inferior. Don't abuse that child and tell that child you are the one that caused it. It's you that wanted him. It's you that is always running around the guy. You are the one that seduced him. You are the one that caused it. You are the one that wanted it. No child wants to be. Even a mature person who is assaulted, even a prostitute who is sexually abused, doesn't enjoy it. So don't say that child is the one that caused it. The child may cause it ignorantly, unknowing to him because the parents did not help him or her, and he or she fall victim. But you don't need to blame that child for that cause. Help the children. Don't stigmatize them. Don't stigmatize your children. Family should help us to help these children so that they will not keep falling into this action. When you stigmatize them, the abuser will have more power to intimidate them and force them into more of these actions, sexual activities. So we have to help them with all we have. Tell the authorities they should use law and work against these people who are doing this to curb this not to repeat itself again in our society. Another one is education. Yes, tell the crowd, tell the people through television program, put it in the curriculum of those children. Let it be part and parcel of their curriculum. Yes, so that they will learn it in school, learn it everywhere. Primary school, nursery school, university, secondary school, even in the master's program and as in postgraduate programs. It will help them to also tell people around them. Let them keep being informed and let them keep upgrading and informing. They should even create cartoon where they use this informative way to teach children how to fight the abuser. How they can even create cartoons. Since children like watching cartoons, they can create cartoons that will be educative to teach them how to fight for their rights, how to fight the abuser, how to protect themselves, how to keep, not to be creating nonsense, what do they call it, cartoon that will not help those children, that will destroy them, how to shoot, how to fight. Those cartoons cannot help the children's destiny. But creating cartoons that can be educative and help these children. They can even use it to act drama in their school. They can use it to act drama in children programs. They can use it to act drama in so many programs in the church, in the children club. Is a way to teach these children, educate them. They should also involve it in the Sunday school topics. Yes, in the Sunday school lesson, the pastor should teach it as a message to the congregation. Everyone can help a child to overcome. They can teach it to the children, and teach everybody to help prevent this sexual abuse. The government should create agencies that can fight and prevent the children not to be a victim. I think today's program is a wonderful one. This topic is a very wonderful. I know somebody has been blessed. Somebody has been blessed. By creating this awareness, they can be healed. They can be prevented. They may not fall into it again. Another point again is pray for them. Watch over them. And they will not be victim of it. Thank you for being part of this program. I hope you enjoyed every bit and every part of it. I know you have learned something. I know you have seen that child who has been molested is not finding it easy. So help that child and help other ones not to be victim. Help your children. Help our future generation. Help the household of faith to grow. And if we don't punish people who do this, they will keep on doing it. Help them. Teach them. Inform them. Create awareness. And they will not be victim of it anymore. In Jesus' name. Amen.